How to be brave even if you are young, anxious, and terrified. Wow, we live in a scared world right now. But I've been intimately acquainted with fear on many occasions, and I've learned a thing or two about coping with it and overcoming it and being brave. So here we go. I'd love you to join me if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or even Twitch, you youngins on Twitch. So here we are.
Anxious and
Whoops, hang on. I've got to turn this. I thought I had turned my media off. There we go. There we go. So I can see that. I'm just going to do
many
something
occasions, and
I've
learned
I see
a
what's
thing or
happening
two.
there. We'll shut that. All right. So here we go. Look, as you often hear me say, the strongest prison bars are in your head. They keep us captive, and fear is one of those. The strongest prison bars are in your head. When I went to, so I'll just put this on Do Not Disturb. Okay, so when I went to prison, there's a dramatic attention getter. But before I went, when it became apparent that I may very well go, I was absolutely spitless terrified, just terrified. But what I found was that the fear of the unknown, the anticipation of the scary thing was actually worse than when it actually happened. Because once it started happening, I had things to do and to move through and to be part of and to deal with. So I wasn't just sitting in the unknown alone, waiting for the axe to fall. So often the thing that you fear is, I can't think of the famous quote. I should have looked it up, but I didn't think of it before. But, most of the things that we feared have never happened that we thought would happen. Okay. So what I do when I'm scared is I will go to the extreme. Ask yourself this question. Are you going to die? Are you going to die? I can tell you the answer, and it's yes, but probably not today. Okay, so whatever you're afraid of, is it likely to kill you? No? Okay, we can step back a little bit. Are you going to starve to death today? Okay, no. Step back. All right. So, and are you safe? Now, if you're not safe, if you're in a situation that's violent or something like that, then yes, you do need to do what you can to leave and get help, but you need to take action. But if it's one of those things where you think, man, I'm just too scared to go for that job interview, or I'm too scared to talk to my boss about someone who's sexually harassing me, I'm too scared to just to speak up and contribute my truth. I hate that phrase, but to share the value that's inside you. Those are things that matter, that we need to get a little brave about. Okay, because they're the things that help us in our life. So you've asked those questions, and you're okay. You're not gonna die today. Well, it's unlikely. Now here's the other thing. The feelings of fear can be given a new name. Now, when I came home from prison, I thought everything would be sunshine. I just thought, you know what, the best day inside is still better than the worst day outside is still better than the best day inside. It's going to be brilliant. Well, it wasn't like that. It was like I exhaled and broke into pieces, and I just felt I was just afraid of everything. I had PTSD and I didn't realize, and it was just awful. And I was frightened to speak. I was frightened to go anywhere. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. I couldn't sit still. It was just awful. So I had been conditioned to feeling anxious for so long that anxiety was a normal part of my physiology. I would wake up with tremors running down my legs, butterflies in my tummy, just feeling like I wanted to throw up, just shaking and scared all the time. And I thought, stuff this. This is so annoying. Now, it didn't happen overnight, but one of the things that I did is that we went to a Wet and Wild, right? Wet and Wild with the slides and things. And I thought, I have got to make these physical sensations, these butterflies, this breathlessness, this heart rate, I have to make it mean something, be afraid for a good reason. And at the same time, even though I was really scared, I had lost my highs and my lows. So I didn't feel real happy and I didn't feel real sad. I felt depressed, but it was like a low level, just, ugh. And I wanted to summon some joy, some excitement. And excitement and fear are very, very similar. There's the heart rate, the breathlessness, the butterflies in the tummy. So I looked up at the scariest ride, and it was one, okay, if you haven't been to Wet and Wild, there's lots of steps to go up, and people talk about how scary it is all the way up, and they scare each other. It's like the young ones, the young teenagers, they're like, oh, you're scared, oh, I'm scared, oh, I'm scared, oh, I can't do it, and they just they get themselves worked up for the thrill. We get up to the top, and what it is a tube that you are to step in, and it shuts behind you like you're in space, and the floor of that tube disappears and you drop, and it's a straight drop, and then there's a loop to loop, and I don't know what else you do, but you just shoot around and then you come out the bottom. It's terrifying. I thought, that's what I need. So my family didn't come. The kids didn't come up with me. I went. They waited down the bottom. They did other things. So I went up, and I stepped into that cylinder. My heart was beating out of my chest. I felt like I was going to throw up, and I went, no, I'm not going to die. Well, unless they haven't checked some of it, but it's been running all day, so it's unlikely. And I stepped in, and it was that pause that was really scary too. 3, 2, 1. Whew, drop and out and spin and round. And I could feel the sensation, and I was not scared anymore because I was on the move, and it was exciting. It was exhilarating. And I shot out the bottom of it, and I stood up in that water, and I had beaten that fear. And I thought, I better make sure. So I went up again, and I did that 2 or 3 times, and I managed to and I was able to feed my body the message that these terrors are not always for a bad thing. So I'd recommend you seek out things that will give you a thrill, even if it's just a little thrill. It might just be, I don't know, a wheelbarrow ride or a merry-go-round, something mild. That's fine. So here's the next thing for you to do. In your quiet time, when you do feel safe, when you are feeling okay in those quiet moments, maybe when you've been playing music or something, think to yourself, what can I do that is a little bit scary, but it's only tiny, tiny, tiny. It might be posting a letter. It might be going to the shops by yourself, just very short. It might be taking the car out. Whatever it is, something, or it might be saying hello at work to someone who's normally unfriendly. You don't have to have a conversation. You could just say, hi, how are you? And smile at them. That I'll tell you what was a little twinge of scary. When I took that photo to promote this to tell you that I was coming on, I went to my phone. I went, oh, that's so ugly, because, I don't want to look ugly on the internet. And I went, nah, stuff it. That looks terrified. Whack it up there. Who cares about your double chin? Oh, a little bit. But I did it. It was a little thing maybe to you. It was a little bit anyway. So I went, no, get on with it. Get on and do it quickly. Close your eyes and jump. So find something little that you can do that's tiny, that's not going to put you in jeopardy, just a little step. And then another little step. And you'll find that you'll gradually feel more confident in that field, and you can start to expand it bit by bit. So to recap, how to be brave, even if you are young, anxious, and terrified. It's all in your head. Are you going to die? Are you in danger? Eliminate those. If you're going to die, yes, you are. Look, if you're worried about death, make peace with your maker. That's all you can do. Then pull back and ask the other questions. And then what were we talking about? Okay, the feeling of fear is the same as excitement. So do something that would normally give you a thrill and pay attention to what your body's doing. Might be getting on stage to play a musical instrument. It's scary, but it might be something you're good at, but you're scared of something else. So pay attention to the butterflies and the breathing and go, this is for a happy thing, a happy reason. And little steps. Pick something small. Little steps. So I hope this has been a help to you. And here we go. We've got one comment here. Hey, Ashley. There we go. You know it. Yeah, that's good. You're very well acquainted with fear as well, I know, and you have overcome it. You're a brave, brave man. So good. So good. Now, what am I doing here? I'm still getting familiar with StreamYard. I've got to click around a little bit. You see, how you see determines how you succeed. Change how you see those physical symptoms and apply them to something that's fun and thrilling. And then finally, and it's in this section, I'll get quicker at this. If you or your organization, if you work for an organization or you know anyone who would like to have somebody come in and speak about resilience, courage, and leadership, pick me. Pick me. I'd love to come in, share my story, and share some really practical keys that will help your people to be brave, resilient, and lead well, because they all go together. That all takes courage. All righty. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.